So I said to her, sure, you've posted a sub-20 dressage, but you're only running hall concours.
Oh, no way.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Oh, crisp.
You got beer all over me, man.
I got beer all over you.
Yeah.
Mitch,
Bit of kombucha down there.
Braden, Rafa, Amanda, and kombucha. Because I'm off the beers, boys.
What are you
You're
drinking?
off
What's
the
that?
beers.
What even is this?
Ginger ale.
Yeah, I'm on the
Yeah.
kombuchas tonight.
Still
Did you have a-
recovering.
Did you have a big weekend or something?
Hey, listen, she was a pretty big Saturday night, and I'm sure we're going to get
Yep.
into it at some point. But
Definitely.
I just wanted to start as I mean to continue, and that's on the kombucha tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are at Mere Farm. What an absolute delight to be at Mere Farm this evening, Mitch. How was the drive down for you, the drive into Mere Farm?
Yeah, drive into Mere Farm's quite nice, isn't it? You've got the nice long road there. Not too far to come. About 15 minutes for you.
Yeah, about 15
Yeah,
for me. How about
45 for me.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice and close.
Nice. So we are here at Mere Farm in the long frame, and we're joined by the absolutely lovely couple, Rafael Lasana and Amanda Broditis. And have I got those names right?
I was just going to say, well done for pronouncing my surname.
Thank you.
Oh, nailed it.
Thank you very much.
How does it go again?
Broditis. Something like that?
You got it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's so easy when you know how. Guys, most people are listening along in the audio format, then I'll get in the visuals. So I was wondering if you could just paint a picture of where we are right now in this beautiful room.
There you go, Amanda. That's your one.
Is that mine? Okay, I can start with that one. So we are in our long frame, the lovely long frame created by Tim Price. That's an old barn that he's turned into a super cool party room.
Party barn.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
How good is it? The pool
Yeah.
table, the darts,
Pool
the
table,
bar.
DJ
Yeah, we've got it all.
table,
Yeah.
Got it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're actually attached to the stable block at the moment, aren't we? So, what a dream setup to come in here at the end of the day and have a
Yeah, I think Raf is riding. And then I come down here and he's there playing pool, drinking beer.
How good. Oh, very good. So that's where we are tonight. And obviously, we've got you both on, which we're really excited for.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
I had no idea about that I was going to be a part of this.
Well, that's the way we like it.
Yeah,
and to kick things off, Amanda, we thought we'd do a quick introduction and wondered if you could start by giving us a quick introduction of Rafa.
Yes. Well, this is Rafael Lozano, my man from Brazil. He has been over here in the UK for how many years? 8 years?
8 years now.
8 years now, yeah. He came over to do eventing because it's not very big over in Brazil, and he sort of met Mark Todd over in
Wanted
Brazil.
to get out of school.
Wanted
Yeah.
to get out of school, so he escaped, and he came here for 6 months that have now expanded to 8 years. He's got, he obviously events like all the rest of the people that you have on this show, and you've had a horse that you took to Tokyo. That was pretty cool. Been to the Pan American Games. Hopefully going back this year. All being well. And what else is there to say about you?
I mean,
That sounds good
I
enough.
think that's
Yeah.
a pretty good introduction.
Yeah, very
as
good.
far as things go.
Perfect.
Yeah, hell of a guy.
Yep.
Do you want to return
Thanks.
the favour there, Rafa?
Yeah, I can do that. So this is Amanda, absolutely beautiful Swedish rider that I met maybe 6.5 years ago, something like that. Today, the mum of my daughter, beautiful daughter that we are delighted to have. And evented up to advanced level very well. She represented her country at the Young Rider European Championship at Mill Street, which was a fantastic thing for her. And yeah, we just tried to run this as a great team, and that's it.
And I think you guys have been doing a pretty good job over the last, 5 weeks since we've had Stella on the scene?
Yeah, trying hard. Amanda was away for, 6 to 8 months, and she just came back with a top 3 placing, and she's back on fire.
ain't no thing.
Yeah.
Amanda, were you I think Rafa was saying the only one to go clear, the only one to go under time, was it?
Yeah, I know. I tried to go flat out, and I had
1
10
second
time.
over.
Oh, 1 second over. First cross country back
Yeah.
after giving birth. and she's absolutely smashed it. Oh, bloody good. Well, I feel like we've set the scene quite nicely. So the way we work here at Eventing Weekly is we've got 10 questions lined up for you. And so what we're going to do is a little bit of ping pong. Mitch and I are going to work through those one by one. And the first question we have for you crazy young people is, how the bloody hell does a baby fit into your eventing calendar? You know, you're both riding, which we all know it takes more than 7 days a week to do, and you've only gone and chucked a kid in the mix. How does that look, and how's it going so far 5 weeks in?
Well, we are very, very lucky that we have a great team behind us. We had mum and dad around for a couple of weeks, and Amanda's parents were here for a couple of weeks. We do have quite a lot of help. We have an army of people behind us, looking after Stella when we are away competing, and I think we just got to make it work. If she's riding, I need to look after the baby or someone else does. And it's been quite straightforward so far. I think it'll be harder when she starts to maybe run around. She's a good sleeper, which is a huge thing.
Amazing.
I also think she's in quite a good routine. So she knows when we come down to the yard, we put her in her pram and she falls asleep for a few hours, and then it's sort of a run against the clock. How many horses you've got time to ride?
Yeah, nice.
Whilst she sits outside the arena and sleeps, and you would just crack on. But yeah, no, we got lucky because she's a very good baby, which makes our life a lot easier.
And we have a lot of help.
Yeah,
definitely.
And between the two of you, how does the parenting roles sort of stack up at home, Raf? Are you up in the middle of the night doing the midnight shifts, feeding?
No, not really. Actually, Amanda, being a fantastic mum, does almost the whole night.
Really?
And I try to be up in the yard at around 7:30 and get the day going, and then whenever she's fresh to come down and get her once done, she, that's how we've been working for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, but also I can't go. This is a bit cringe because now we're sitting here giving each other cred. But it's Raf has kept the yard going whilst I've been off, obviously. So I've been able to have a nap in the afternoon that he doesn't. So it's everything. He gets up at 3 a.m. to go to the show, and I can stay in bed until 11. So so it's actually not that bad. And she, like we said, she sleeps well. So it's not that much
we're
being
lucky.
awake at night.
Some partnership, and I look forward to hearing a little bit more about it, Mitchell.
A little bit later on, I think we could dabble into that, couldn't we?
so.
Yeah, well, definitely. As soon as we have done here and we get the barbecue going, you guys will...
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
There we go. This is what we came here for.
Yeah.
Brazilian barbecue,
100%.
a few steaks.
Yeah, steaks are waiting.
Yes, boy.
Perfect. All right. So we said we're here at Mare Farm. You guys have been here 5, 6 months?
No, a bit less. Maybe 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah, I think we moved beginning of March,
you helped
didn't
us
we?
to move. So
Yeah, I can't
maybe you're
remember
right.
what that was.
Yeah, no.
Beginning of March we moved in, yeah.
Just self-sourcing over there, Mitchell, just fishing for compliments. Oh, yeah, I did help you move, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, huge helper.
Yeah. Where were you?
I think
Probably drinking beer somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't with Jenny. No.
No.
That's-
Okay, good.
Hey, mate, you got a question over? Oh, no, you've just lined one up, haven't you?
I was just, I was getting into it, and you've
playing
just
futsal somewhere.
completely thrown us
Hijacked
all off here.
Yeah, sorry.
But we wanted to get back into Mare Farm. It kind of seems like everyone knows about this place, and coming down, it is a hell of a spot. But what makes Mare Farm so special?
Oh, it is an amazing farm. I think the owners, Tim Brown and Melissa Brown, are fantastic. They really let you run the farm, which is a huge thing. They're so relaxed. They trust us. So they did the same to Tim and Jonelle, and I think that's just a huge thing, because if you feel like you are stepping on someone else's toes, it's actually quite hard. So they are, Rafa and Amanda, you guys run it, and if you have anything, just give me a call. So that's a huge thing. I think. Again, on the other hand, the turnout is fantastic. We've got a lovely indoor arena, outdoor, bit of cross country, grass scout. So,
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything.
everything. We cannot complain.
Rafa's getting quite soft now with an indoor arena. If it's raining, let's just stay inside today.
I won't call soft, me, I'm just being clever. I got rained
exactly.
off for the last 8 years that I've been here, so might as well stay in.
Hey, and he's Brazilian, so he's not used
And
to
he's Brazilian,
not
yeah.
used to this
Can't
kind of
blame him.
weather. So you got to give
Used to
him something
25
there.
degrees, and then
Yeah,
And
you
then
shouldn't
there's,
have any excuses though, Amanda. You'd be outside
exactly,
in all weather.
Scandinavian.
I haven't even been riding since we moved here.
Yeah, it's a lot to take on all in 1 year, moving,
It's been a busy one, yeah.
Well, we weren't going to move. We were not going to move, and we were all excited to see who was going to come here
Yeah.
because we.
were very happy where we were before. We weren't
Amanda
looking to
knew
go anywhere.
how good this place was, and I was like, Amanda, we moved here a year ago, and we are settled here now. Like to move. Plus, we're going to have a baby in a couple of months. Maybe we shouldn't. It's just a huge thing, and and then when I came here for the first time to look at the yard, I was like, yeah, maybe we are going.
Yeah. Bloody good. I probably speak for Mitch when I say I'm bloody glad you did because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play no pool play.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
We've got a room to hang out. You're a lot
Yeah.
closer. It's a bloody good setup. I was just wondering off the back of that one, this was the home of Tim and Jonelle Price for, a long time, almost the spiritual home of Tim and Jonelle Price. How was it moving in to, following them into their yard? Just as a couple, you're almost filling their shoes coming in here as the next couple at Mere Farm. I was just wondering how that dynamic feels to you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually used to work up here when I first came to England. I worked for Tim and Jonelle. So for me, it felt a bit like moving back home to come to this place. You know how where all the little light buttons are, and you know where everything is, and all these sort of things. I just felt like coming back home, which was really, really nice. But obviously, I think for us, gosh, they are Tim and Jonelle Price. We can't, you can't compare yourself. We are just very lucky to get this opportunity to move here. Again, I think for me anyway, working here and seeing how their routine was running and how they did things, sort of working the horses from here, I think we're probably sort of copying some of it. Not necessarily that we changed a huge amount of what we did before, but I think more. They had such a great system up and running, even just how their grooms worked, how everything was organized. We sort of just been following, taking things that we like that they used to do and how they kept horses and all of that. So I definitely think we've, learned a huge amount from them that we're very grateful.
I just want to keep Tim's bar nice and tidy. So whenever he walks in, he can come and...
Does he still poke his head in?
Yeah, he's always around more than you actually think.
Yeah,
he's always around.
What a man! Hey, well, we better move along to question number 3, and we're going to start to sort of plot a chart of your time eventing, and so the first part of that journey we're going to start with was Amanda. We were interested to hear about your life in Sweden before the UK.
Yeah.
Because Mitch and I both only know you as Amanda in the UK, but we assume you probably rode horses back home.
I did sometimes, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
What was your path up until, deciding to move over to the UK?
Well, I started riding. I actually spoke about this the other day. I was just this super animal crazy little kid that all I wanted to do was play with animals. I could just hang out in the yard all day long. I'm not from a horsey background at all. My dad is super allergic and my mum is she is now. They're both
allergic?
now. But no, they are horsey. So I just absolutely loved horses and started riding when I was a little kid. And it just went from there. I absolutely loved it. I never thought I was going to get my own horse at all because that was just a big no-no. And one day for my birthday, I got my own pony. That was really cool. And I ended up buying this super naughty little pony that would have me off pretty much every day. But he actually turned out to be amazing. And he ended up, I got a medal from the Swedish Championships on this little pony. And he was proper cool. And I then went to like a horsey school that we got really great training from people like Maria Gretzer and Leif Nilsson, a Swedish show jumper, and it was a really, really good place, and I got a lot of help. And the Lars Christensen, who I don't know if you know him,
Mitch.
Yeah, Lars
Mitch.
Christensen.
Mitch.
How
Yeah.
could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not?
He's,
No, great man.
Yeah, no, he
Course
is.
builder, trainer,
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
so-
going to say, but you beat me to it.
So he ran this school that I went to, and he then helped me to get every summer. I'd go out to work. I went to San Rafa for a bit one summer, and I've been to Peter Thompson's for a bit. And then he actually put me in touch with Tim and Jonelle and managed to get me this job. That was awesome. So I came here for a gap year, and I'm still on my gap year.
Amazing.
7 years
Good
later.
gap, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you speaking English before you came here?
More than he was.
Yeah.
No, I would. I used to hate English at school. It was my worst subject by far, and I was quite a bit of a nerd. Like I was quite good at school, but English I hated. I don't know why, but I absolutely didn't like to speak English. And I came here, and I was working for Tim and Jonelle. I couldn't understand a word they were saying with their Kiwi accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that was very good for me was that I didn't have anyone that was Swedish around, so you just
Yeah.
had to get on with it. And
And look at you now.
yeah, and I've learned a few words at least.
I'll have to say, Amanda, the first time I met you, it was my first show in Europe. We went down to Protoni.
Yeah.
And so I'd been in the country all of 6 days, and 3 of them were driving to bloody Protoni, and rocked up down there. And the first morning of the show, I went to find a coffee, and I'm standing in line to grab a coffee. And
You saw this beautiful blonde girl, and you're like, "Holy moly,
I
who's
was
that?"
I saw this beautiful Brazilian man,
That's not like it.
and I thought, no, I heard an accent that I just couldn't put my finger on, and I was like, there was some parts of it. I was like, is this chick Kiwi?
Yeah.
I swear, but she's definitely not.
she's not.
Not a Kiwi, and it's been I find it really entertaining and enjoyable that as you speak every now and then just a Kiwi
it's just
slang
like super Kiwi comes in there.
slips in, and
I think I just learnt English around all these Kiwis because most people that worked for Tim and Jonelle at the time were from New Zealand. There was, I think, just Lucy that was head girl. That was British, so it was just. I think I just sort of copied what I heard, and
Yeah.
but I think even when I met you, because I'd been working at, moved to Rafa's place, to Mark's, and then I think my Kiwi accent had gone quite a lot less than it was when I worked here. So
Yeah.
it's funny that.
Got a bit of Brazilian going on there now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, that's great to hear
Portuguese, mate.
about Portuguese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have known. Should have known. I'm sorry. I apologise.
Obrigado.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What about Swedish?
Mitch, what's the next question?
The next question is for Rafa. And we want to get a little taste of life back in Brazil. Kind of the same kind of story that we've just heard from Amanda.
So very different, actually. Beginning of our horse life, let's put it that way. I was very much into football. Football was all I wanted to do, and I wanted to be a professional football player. And I had a really good friend who was really into horses. We were 8 years old, and he kept asking me to go to my granddad's farm to ride and all that. And I did a few times, and I started to enjoy it. And I could see him, galloping flat out around the field without a saddle or a bridle, just on a head collar, and I thought that was great fun. So I said, I might as well just maybe start. And then I don't know, maybe a year later, his mum found out that we had a riding school not far from our house. So yeah, we gave it a go, and but I remember very well not being keen on riding, even to go and have these lessons once or twice a week for good few years, maybe 3 or 4 years, not until I was 12 or 13 that I took it more seriously.
And then just kept on going, did you?
Yeah, kept on going.
Yeah.
Well, I started with barrel racing. That's how I started. I did a bit of show jumping, and I think I was about 15 years old that I started to.
Thought you could make something out of this.
Yeah, and the barrel racing that we have at home, it's like 2 phases. It's cross country to start, and then afternoon you go and do jumping, and it's just like whoever goes fast around the barrels and jumping is all together in one big arena wins the event. So that was great fun, and but that wasn't taking me anywhere, you know. And then there was this older guy that used to event at our livery yard, and he said to me, "Oh, I think you should, you know, maybe I can see that you enjoy riding, and I think you should maybe switch to eventing so you can, you know, jump in some bigger jumps." And I got really excited, but I had a little Arabic horse. Is that how you say it? Arab?
Yeah,
Arab horse.
Arabic.
And he was great fun. He could do it all, you know. He could do the bar racing, he could do the show jumping, he could do eventing. So it's just how I got onto
How
it.
you got onto
Yeah,
it.
how I got onto it. So it
And
was
then-
great fun.
And then from there, how did you go from, riding in Brazil to, did you go straight to Mark Todd's?
So we were very lucky because we had the Rio Olympics in 2016. So
Yes.
the couple of years before that, Team Brazil signed with Mark Todd as our team trainer leading up to Rio. And then he used to come to Brazil maybe 3 or 4 times a year. Actually, he was.
Wow.
Yeah, we had we had all the big guys that live here today. They were all living in Brazil. So the eventing was going hot. You know, we had maybe an international every month, and that was a huge thing for us, 2, 3, 4 star.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these guys are actually, you know, it's a cool lifestyle, and maybe I want to do the same. And then Mark realized that I was taking it seriously, and I was, you know, trying to learn. And he said, "Oh, why don't you, you know, you're going to have a gap here. Why don't you come for 6 months to work for me? And I think you're going to enjoy it, and your mom is tired of you. You know, you're being a nightmare at school." And mom said, "Yes, please take him."
Yeah.
And then that's how everything started. And then my parents actually very kindly sent. I had a good horse at the time who was, you know, going well at 3-star level back at home, and they said, maybe take the horse with you. I think it'll be, you know, because it's quite hard to come on your own.
Yes.
I have to say, I think if you have your own horse, it's a bigger push in, you know, and it was tough for me because I was, you know, 17, couldn't speak English, and maybe they were a bit worried that I wasn't, you know, I was going to get here and call them and say, maybe I want to go home. It's a bit boring and it's cold, and I don't have any friends, and I'm missing the sunshine. And because I had the horse, and I said, now I'm all the way here. I'll give it a proper go.
Yeah.
And then I ended up staying because things didn't turn out great in the first couple of years, and then I said, no, I can't go home doing it so badly like that. And then maybe we need to restart. And
And that was
I'm still here. And,
8 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, actually, I went to, so a Brazilian horse can't fly straight to the UK.
Okay.
So Rui Fonseca managed to get a place at Clayton Frederick's farm in Florida, which I loved. The 3 months I spent there, got all the health papers done and all that, and and then I came over.
Wicked.
Yeah.
All right, so we're both in the UK now.
We're in the UK now,
Yeah, and I'm going to jump back to Amanda. You've talked a little bit about your time at Tim and Jonelle's here.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if you want to fill in that gap of life in the UK before Rafa.
Life in the UK. So I came over. I said I bought myself a car to drive here because I thought it would be quite nice to have a car when I get here. So I bought myself a super old red Volvo V70. It's the most Swedishest car that you can think of. I bought that. Next day, I packed it full of my stuff and I drove across. And then I turned up
On
at
your
Mere
own, was
Farm.
it?
Actually, with my ex.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We'll cut that bit out.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
And anyway, I arrived here, and then it was November. All the horses at Mere Farm had gone on holiday. I think there was a couple of Icelandic ponies of Andrew Nichols that was here.
Oh, yeah.
And a few others that were in. But it was pretty quiet for being Mere Farm, and it was cold and it was wet. I lived in the loft. At the time, there was no Wi-Fi around here, and there was no signal whatsoever. And everyone else that worked lived off-site. So it was just me and Rebecca Howard's the groom that were here on the farm. And we only worked like a few hours in the morning and had a long lunch break, and then worked for a couple of hours in the afternoon. And the days were very long, and I just wanted to do stuff. I just wanted to come here and work hard and learn things, and it felt like I was like, God, I need to do stuff. But it was quiet time and the horses were off, so I had nothing to do. We had 2 days off every week, and that was the worst days of the week because I had nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
And so anyway, the horses started to come in slowly, one by one, which was actually quite a nice way to start. And and Andrew's little Icelandic ponies, they kept having me off every other day. So before I was there for 2 months that first year, and I had fallen off more times than anyone else that was here.
That's a lot of cakes to bake.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like a different. I didn't expect to come here and try to break in Icelandic ponies when I turned up at Tim and Jonelle's farm. But that was it, and it was good fun. I made some really good friends that are still my closest of friends, and we got busy, and once the season kicked in, I was like, actually, do you know what? It was quite nice back in November when we didn't have anything to do.
I was going to say,
bring back those days.
You were starting to sound like the perfect, person to come into your team to work with the horses.
More work,
I hate quiet days. Love the horses coming in.
Well, that was the first year anyway.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. But then I had a horse that I was supposed to bring, but she actually died in colic right before I came over. So it was a bit sad. And we then bought a horse over in Ireland when I moved here. That sort of made everything a bit more fun as well to start training. And Tim and I got back from holidays in New Zealand, and I got the most amazing help from them. Both of them were being very patient with me, not understanding what they were trying to tell me. And so that's sort of how it was. My ex actually came over for a few months because then I was supposed to move back to Sweden, but I didn't. So I ended up staying, and then I was very keen to be single for a while, and I bumped into
Old mate.
I bumped into him.
Old mate down this end of the
Hey,
table.
well, before we get into that story, I think we should hear a little bit more about Rafa's time at Mark's when you first got here, and what ended up. How did you go with that little pony that you brought over?
Actually, not bad. I was 17 years old. Coming from home, didn't have, any experience actually. And the week after, went straight to Aston Le Wars, jump around the under 21. Or
Sorry, I just got to jump at that's Mitch and I's favourite show at
is
the
it?
moment. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, Aston Le
I
Wars.
know how good is this place becoming?
Got a lot of
new
time
arena.
for Aston.
No, it's nice.
Yeah, that new arena, by the way.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Mitch is
Holy-
backtracking, Rafa, because the
Nice.
last few weeks he's been slagging the place off.
Not at all. No, I have not. No, I have not. I love Aston.
Yeah.
It's got a fond place in my heart, and it always will.
There he is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
carry
then
on.
a couple of weeks later, I went to Tattersaw in Ireland for the 3-star long. And I ran very well. Ran fifth at the under 25 there, which was a huge thing for us, for us Brazilians. And it was a big surprise because I think like Tom McEwen won, or he was first and second, and Emily King and Sam Aykroyd, all these big riders were there. And then everything went downhill from there, really. I tried to go 4-star, tried maybe 5-6 times, couldn't get it to go. I was green, the horse maybe wasn't a 4-star horse, I don't know. And then, this is how it started. That was my first 12 months.
Yeah. Wow. What did a kind of a normal day look like? If you just had one horse here?
So I was a groom and rider for Sir Mark Todd, which was a fantastic opportunity for me. I was there for 4 years, and it was a lot of work. I used to do nothing back at home, and got here and I had responsibilities, and I used to live on my own, which was great fun because I made quite a lot of friends, and we used to play a lot of FIFA, and it was work all day and then go home, go to the caravan, and have a few beers and play FIFA and Xbox, and then maybe go out in Swindon and have some and have some fun.
Who were you working with at? And well done on you, Sir Mark Todd's.
Yeah.
Sorry, with our negligence earlier, not including the
Sir Mark
knighthood
Lloyd
of the
Todd.
great man.
Absolute legend.
And who was farting around Toddy's place? Sorry, who was? It's a Kiwi saying. Who was hanging out? Who were you working with at Toddy's through your 3 or 4 years there?
Oh, quite a lot of people actually.
Throw some names.
Are you trying to?
No. I'm not digging away at anything.
Well,
Like,
we had a
I just feel like I reckon.
we had a
I
few.
talked to a few people that say, "Oh, I was at Toddy's when Rafa was there."
God,
there?
you're putting me in a
You don't know?
difficult spot now.
Jess Wilson?
Jess Wilson was there. She was a fantastic head girl. We had Kaya. She was also a fantastic head girl. Or maybe I'm going to forget people now and people will be mad at me. But we had a German girl called Kat. She was also very good. Who else was there? No,
Okay, maybe not. I thought. Did I hear Ludwig went through there?
Yeah, but he was renting a barn. Tom McEwen was there, but it was completely different. They had their own barns, and we used to share the arenas and the facilities, but they didn't have anything to do with Tori's yard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Mitch. You feel like we're almost up to speed?
Yeah, I think we're nearly there, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I think
we must be.
Yeah, go on.
Must be up to about the time that you guys met. What? How did this happen?
Go on, Amanda.
Go.
I was just going to say that's your one, no?
Yeah.
We just had, I used to work for Mark. She used to work for Tim and Jonelle, and
we had some really good parties at my place.
We had a lot of friends. We had a lot of friends, in common, and that's,
you're very popular yourself.
No. We just, we would at a few parties together, and that's how everything started.
Is that how? Would
would
how
you
you
agree with
remember
that, Amanda? Is that how you remember?
Yeah, no,
things
it's definitely
going down?
parties involved. No, definitely. I think we just had some friends of friends, and I mean, Badgerstown is not far from here where Rafa lived. We were having one of our parties. I can't remember. Yeah, we had a lot of parties in my house, and he came along one time, and I actually tried to set you up with my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried pretty hard for a while.
Who was that?
Lottie Faulkner.
Big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Big fan of the show.
Shout out, Lottie.
We're still friends.
Shout out, Lottie.
But yeah, no, and then I mean, she wasn't really keen, I think. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened, and then I thought, you know what? Broke up with my ex, and I thought actually he's quite a nice guy. That guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have tried to set him up with my best friend. So that happened.
Yeah, she's still around.
Yeah.
And the rest is history,
The
eh?
rest is history.
Oh, very good. Well, now we've got that out of the way, we've painted a picture of the lead up. I think it's about time we chuck in an old fan question.
I think you're right over there, Braden.
So the first fan question we've got lined up is for you, Rafa.
Okay.
So let me just turn the volume up on the fan question button and listen up.
G'day, boys. Chris Grassick here. Super fan of the pod. Just wanted to know how Rafa felt going out for Nula at the Olympics representing Brazil. What were the feelings he got, and where does he see himself in 10 years' time? Hopefully at a few more Olympics. Thanks, boys.
That's a very Chris Grassick question. It's all about the results and
Performance.
Performance, exactly. That's why he's a good race trainer and excited to see his future as well. The Olympics was an amazing thing. It was a dream. I remember when I was 14 years old and I could see all the guys getting ready to go to London, to the 2012 London Olympics, and it was just fantastic. Well, in 10 years' time, I really hope to be competitive at that level. I really do. If I'm not, to be honest, me and my family will probably be at home enjoying the sunshine. If I don't think I'm gonna make it, maybe that's gonna be a best idea. But it was an amazing, and we had an amazing time there. It didn't end up how we wanted. It was unfortunately it was a sad end. But the horse was not well, and it was, of course, all the training and all that. I had it very clear in my mind that we did everything we could, to get there and do. I gave it a go. I went in there and I gave everything I could, and things didn't turn up in the day. It didn't work. But
if I can just jump in there, mate, because you were telling me earlier, when I arrived, Falula's just had her first
start after 2 years.
Clearly, as
it
you
was
said,
a real
something wasn't going, something wasn't right there, and it's meant 2 years off.
And I mean, like, she owes us nothing, and she's just such a fantastic horse. I just really wanted her to come back to prove how good she is. It would just be really sad to finish on that note. I had an amazing Pan American Games on her 2 years before the Olympics. and she was just growing from strength to strength, and then she was definitely not well. She would never do anything like that if she was fine.
Yeah.
So it was a very emotional day for us on Friday, and to see her going happily again.
Bloody good.
For those that don't know, she had to pull up 2 jumps from home on the time, jumping clear every single jump, and the mare was not feeling well. So it was a real shame. I've even ran up to the finish line to meet him because he was almost home, and then I see him walking home. So that was
it was
very,
tough.
very sad.
It was tough. I know there was nothing that I could do, and she tried everything she could. She really did. So I don't blame her, and I don't blame myself either. I did everything I could. I was 21. I was 21, I think 22, something like that, and and I think to jump 98% of the fences, I thought was pretty good, and I didn't go. I didn't set off slowly. I tried to be as competitive as I could, and things was they were going great, and in 10 strides later, I saw the end.
That's horses, baby, isn't
Yeah.
it?
No,
That's horses, baby.
Yeah,
Well, bloody cool to see her out again, mate. However it goes from now, nice.
exactly. And I don't care. I just ran very slowly around the numbers, and I enjoyed it. So we'll see. We'll see
Nice.
what future holds.
Hey, Mitch, remember when we were 22 competing at the Olympics?
Yeah, mate. Just like it was 8 years ago.
Yeah. A big shout out, Mitch
Yeah.
Thomason, for the weekend.
Yeah,
Happy
huge party.
30th.
Hey, thanks, mate.
Happy
The
30th,
hangovers
mate.
hit differently already. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, well, the amount of tequila you were doing, there's no...
Yeah, I just want to give a huge thanks to Mozzie Pottinger for that.
Yeah.
Forcing those.
Was that...
Yeah.
I thought
I thought it was Taylor.
Taylor
Yeah,
Mason.
Taylor
No,
Mason.
Taylor brought it along, but
Yeah.
let me tell you, Mozzie was punishing.
Oh, really? I was being
Trying to
punished by
get those
Taylor
things
Mason.
down. Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, Sunday was horrible.
Never
Yeah,
going out
but,
with them again. I'll tell you that for free.
Anyway.
All right.
What do we got, mate?
Moving on. Another fan question.
Alrighty.
And this time, Amanda, it's heading your
God, I
way.
think this is the worst one.
So-
All right, here we
you
go.
Yeah, g'day mates. Big fan of the show. Sam Lissington here. Just a quick question for the lovely Amanda. Just wanted to know, I'm not feeling particularly inspired to be a mum right now. I was wondering if she could sell me the dream so that I might change my mind sometime in the future. Thanks. Bye.
What a question.
Did you ask her to ask this question, Brendan?
That's a good one for you to.
No,
hear.
who, that big fan of the show?
It actually came from her.
Yeah,
Who's
they
that?
they get submitted anonymously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you could convince my wife that it's a good idea for us to have some kids before the age of 50, I'll be a big fan of that. So
Okay, Sam. We actually had a conversation about this the other day, me and Raf, because we just thought now that we have actually had the baby, it's easier to talk. And if you do sort of plan it, I mean, I know that it's not that easy to plan always, but if you can plan it and you're sort of 3 months pregnant by the end of the season, you're not going to miss a lot. And then you have the baby sort of February, March time, and then you just need a few weeks and you're back at it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you've got a husband that's not riding, so he can actually, look after the baby. So I think that's one huge thing. Another thing is that, you just make it work. And I think once this little person sort of comes to the world, there is just nothing that's more important. And it suddenly puts perspective to everything else. And, it's something that you're never going to regret. That's all I can say.
her words, not mine, babe.
There
So-
was a funny thing. I think 10 days later, that after Stella was born, we were at Nunny, and now we are all mad about disqualifications and all that. And I had 3 horses in a 3-star, and 2 of them ran terribly bad, and I was so angry and disappointed. And I was like, and then Amanda and Stella, they were out on course, and I came back to the track with the last one, and so mad at myself. And then as soon as I saw them and picked her up, like all these bad feelings went away. It was the most, I've never felt that before. It it was a pretty special, moment.
Wow.
So
And one other thing, like I'm not that much. Rafa loves kids, and he's always loved kids and babies, and he probably got that from his mum being a pediatrician. But I'm not like that. I'm not much of a. Yes, some babies can be cute, but most of them I think look a bit funny. And
you're so mean.
yeah, I know. But
We need to put a picture of yourself when you.
I know I'm not saying that I know I'm not saying that I was any better, but I'm just saying I'm not much of a kids
All
person.
she's saying that when they're babies, they look like aliens. That's all she's saying.
Yeah, just not our one.
No, you're
No,
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Goddamn perfect.
Best looking baby I've ever seen.
I mean, I think
What's
so
that, mate?
too.
Yeah. What?
Anyway, but when I also don't know anything. One of my best friends is she's actually Tim and Janelle's old nanny, and she has had kids around her forever. It feels like, and she knows everything about babies and everything about kids. She actually had a little son just about a month before Stella arrived, and I went to her house to see him, and I freaked out. I was like, "Oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Our life is going to turn completely around. I don't know anything about babies." And then when they come out, you just...
I always said we were going to be fine.
Yeah, I know, but that's you. That's you. And anyway, and then as soon as she came out, it's just the most natural thing. Like your body just sort of goes, all right, that's it. And that's it. And you just make it work.
Maybe she's hungry, or she needs a clean nappy, and that's
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
See? Easy.
It's
So
easy,
easy.
Sam.
Easy.
You're going to be absolutely
Yeah.
fine. I
You'll be a
promise
great
you.
mum. I'm
All you
sure.
need is a husband who can ride your horses for you. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I better get.
No,
better
that's
get
handy.
started.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys, where are we at? We're at question number 9. So 2 from home.
9, perfect.
2 from home, yeah.
Yep.
And it's back with me. And it's a question that, circles the eventing world. It's probably not the first time you've heard this, but are you guys the sexiest couple in eventing? We've got a Brazilian bombshell and a Swedish lovely lady. And together, surely you must be the sexiest eventing couple going around. Tell me I'm wrong, Rafa.
You're probably wrong. I don't know. I'm not the best one.
Well,
to
let's see
answer
when
that
the
one.
baby grows up, because she'll be a mix.
Is that the test?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yes.
test, Stella?
Yeah.
We will find out.
Yeah.
So you're not so keen to take that title? Is there anyone
No,
else?
no.
Is there another
I don't
couple
know.
around maybe that you
No.
think maybe
I'm
don't
sure
know.
there are a
maybe
few.
maybe Jesse Campbell or something?
Cameron,
Yeah, they're
Georgie.
doing very good.
Yeah.
Um,
Who else? Max, and what's his girlfriend's name? Susie.
Max
Susie
and
Berry?
Susie.
Yeah, Susie.
And
Huge fans of the show.
Yeah, they are big
Isabel
fans.
English
Isabel
Oh.
and Robbie.
and Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There
hold on,
you
you've got
go. That's
got-
the
I mean, there are
competition.
quite
Max
yeah.
Warburton,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we
Susie
should
Berry.
online
Again,
competition.
English, Irish,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you've gone Bella English and Robbie Kern.
Yeah.
Australian and
Kearns,
Irish.
Sorry,
Kearns.
Robbie, big fan, Robbie Kearns.
Yeah.
Australian and Irish.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something
There's
in
something
this,
going on here,
In the
isn't there?
mix.
Yeah.
this mixed
And
nationalities.
Jesse and Georgie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mixed
yeah,
as well.
Kiwi and
Yeah.
English. Wow.
Who
Well,
else?
I guess that's why you and I can't be in this list.
Well,
Well,
we're
but
not
that's because you're
eventers,
not riding.
you know.
I mean, otherwise you would
I
have
mean,
been on
otherwise-
top.
Well, if Mitch and I,
Yeah, if we were a couple.
if we were a couple,
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you were riding, yeah.
sorry.
If you were riding and if you were a couple,
we
you
were-
will be
yeah.
on top of this list. That's for sure.
Yeah. In those words, exactly.
Far out. Okay, all right. I'll let you off the hook.
Yeah.
But I
So-
think you've thrown out a few good
Yeah, the
good
competition
contenders.
is big.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And for you guys to be at the top of that list, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mitchell, what do you got?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm actually going to switch up our last question here.
Go for it, mate.
A couple of weeks ago, we had another huge fan of the show and great footballer
Okay.
on the show. Rafa,
Yeah.
you might know him.
Yeah.
Giovanni.
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
question. I was waiting for this
The
one.
Italian
Yeah,
stallion.
Italian stallion. Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
So he gave us his ultimate Aventers five-a-side team.
Okay.
So
So
if you
I
could
think we need a
put
challenge
together
here. I think we need a challenge for
You
the
think?
winter. I think so. I think we can get those boys around, and we can get. Maybe I can get a team together, and we can maybe barbecue after.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
I'm listening.
who
It's all
are
about
you
the barbecue.
Why not?
who
Yeah.
are you bringing? Who's on your team?
Oh, so who's Gio's team again? It's
Yeah, that's a real good question.
Well, I think we
I
had
think he had JC, didn't he?
in goal.
In goal.
yeah.
Yeah, because he was the manager.
Yeah.
And we had
Oh, he's
Yeah.
the manager.
Yeah,
No,
Jim.
I'll play.
JC in goal.
Yeah.
We had
I
Sam
think-
Aykroyd on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Chris Burton
No, we had Ollie Townend.
Ollie
Townend.
Townend at the back, Chris Burton on the left, and Carlos Perro up top.
Yeah.
I think that's how he.
I think you might have even managed to convince him to put Rafa at the back.
Oh,
Did you?
So I think
I chucked your name in the mix, but I don't think.
don't know.
No, I don't think. No, he
didn't take
didn't.
the
He
bait?
wasn't so keen. No.
Okay.
No. So it's your team, mate.
My team would be. I need like a sharp goalkeeper, like a young lad.
Okay.
Maybe Jack Pinkney.
Okay.
Jack Pinkney. I think he'll be a good keeper.
Will he throw himself about?
Yeah.
He's okay to jump around, dive on the
definitely.
ground.
No, I think so.
That's
I think
Jack?
he even tried to jump a wall, mate. So why wouldn't he? Did you guys see that? Ed Paul? That was absolutely. You didn't see it?
No.
Go on YouTube and have a look at that. No, he's a brave boy. He wouldn't let anything in. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Heard he doesn't go too bad on a golf course either.
Yeah. Good goal.
There you go. No, so he's a sportsman. I think. I think he'll be a good one.
So
good
he's
keeper.
in goal then.
Yeah, and then I think Tom McEwen would stop Carlos Barro with his eyes shut.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. Tom McEwen.
Okay.
Yeah, great at the back.
Yep.
We used to play in Swindon, and
Was he good?
Yeah, very good, mate. Really good. He wouldn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he technical or has he
He's
just got the
he's a
grit?
strong. Yeah, he's got the. He's got
Bit
the
of John Terry about him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's and then I would have myself in a little bit more in the middle.
Yeah.
And then Rui Fonseca says that he can play. So
I say a lot of things too that aren't true.
yeah, I would like
give
to
him a
see
shot?
that.
We'll
Yeah,
give him a go?
I would.
Get
Yeah.
him in there.
And then
Is he going up front or?
Yeah, he would go
Yeah.
up front,
Okay.
and then one on the back. I'll play the middle so I can support
Yeah.
Tom
a
if needed.
bit of link up play.
Yeah. And then if I have Rui Fonseca there, and then another younger lad, maybe Rui if he's got some quality, and maybe Toby Piggott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Toby Piggott. I
Yeah.
think it'll be a good team.
I think personally, I've never seen Toby play, but I think he'd go one of two ways for me. Toby would either run around like an absolute madman, just diving head first
Exactly.
into
Yeah.
all sorts of problems,
Yeah.
or
he
he'd
wouldn't
be
do
a-
anything.
or he'd be a pansy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know those
No.
guys that dive,
Yeah.
they don't get fouled, and it's just
I hope that he would.
You think
he
he'd do
would
a job in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think the former.
Mm.
I'm concerned about
Definitely.
the latter, but
Yeah.
I'd like to hope.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out one
Yeah, I
day,
think
won't
it'll
we?
be.
And
I think it'll be a great evening if we
Yeah,
can make that
yeah.
work.
yeah.
hell of a
Who's the manager on the sideline for this team? You got to have someone controlling.
William Foxbit,
Oh, yeah.
The master.
Yeah.
the master.
The master.
Yeah, he's
So
good.
he's
I
great
like
team,
that.
great team trainer. So
Oh, yeah.
we can. I think he can get us going.
Yeah.
Perfect. I look
So
forward to it.
If you're out there listening, Gio, and we know you are because you're
Yeah.
a huge fan
Yeah.
of the show, get your team together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too,
Come down
William.
And we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a little five-a-side at the indoor here at Mere Farm.
Yeah, why not indoor? 25, 45.
Yeah.
I think we'll do.
You could just
perfect
imagine
size.
us putting this together and just 4 eventers are out next year.
Yeah.
Torn ACL, broken femur. Just Toby Piggott's gone straight through Jesse Campbell.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I
Oh.
think it'll be good. We'll finish up with some. Some
Brazilian
Beers and
barbecue
barbecue.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
Oh,
good.
I look forward to
great.
it. I can't wait.
Well, speaking of finishing up, guys, that's question number 10, and
Yep.
that means that's the end of the questions for the
The end.
evening.
That
So,
was fast.
yeah, well,
Real fast.
Time flies when you're having fun, mate.
before we round off, though, we do finish with a bit of eventing advice. And the way we receive this advice is our fans go on and they leave a review
Okay.
on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, wow.
And in that review, as part of the body of the text,
Yeah.
they leave us some advice. And we like to pass that on to you guys
Yeah.
and hear your thoughts on that advice. So the advice this week is titled Dressage Husband. And it comes in from Cardi Bean 2012, all the way from Aotearoa, New Zealand.
Okay.
And the let me just read it out for
Yeah.
you both, and then I can hear your thoughts. Question for the Kiwi.
So it turns out it's not a question for these two.
It's a question. It might be a question
This
for
is
Mitch.
coming at you and I.
All right. Well, you guys listen up anyway. Question for the Kiwi lads. My wife bought me pink band gumboots. They're the same as red bands, but they're pink. is it okay to wear them to the pub when all the local farmers have red bands? Love the show for some good laughs, even for the non-horsey husbands. Renee.
Really?
So-
Why not?
Can we
I mean,
paint the picture first?
First of all,
Yeah.
gumboots, wellies.
The wellies,
for,
yeah,
for
yeah.
the
Trying to
you know?
understand.
yeah, or the other way, wellies, they're actually called
Yeah,
gumboots.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They are gumboots, not wellies.
So in New Zealand,
Yeah.
the best pair of gumboots you can get is a pair of red bands.
Okay.
It's a pretty hearty gumboot, sort of
Yeah.
shin high.
Yeah, mid shin.
Mid shin.
Yeah.
Not,
Maybe kind of
I'm going to go mid
high,
shin.
high ankle.
Oh, mid shin.
Okay.
Mid shin.
And what,
Um,
you have your
mid-
jeans on top, or you have the
Mitch?
wellies?
For me, it's
I
tucked
mean,
in.
jeans over the top.
Yeah.
No,
No,
tucked in. They're
Okay.
they're a wide fit.
Oh, okay,
you know?
yeah.
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 And you got a big woolly sock on in there as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Real big woolly sock
It's not like
merino.
your cowboy
Yeah.
boots back in Brazil.
Yeah,
And-
we've got a kind
Yeah.
of possum merino blend
Yes.
sock going
Yeah,
on
you
there.
do. Yeah, you do. And what they do, they have a red band around the calf
Yeah.
at the top of the boot, and they are. If you picture a Kiwi farmer, that's what he's wearing.
Okay.
And what our fan has asked is, his wife got him some in pink.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to wear those to the pub?
Yeah, why not? If he, I can't see a problem. Can you?
No, he can wear whatever he wants to the pub.
I think if he's happy with pink, I think go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Whereabouts is this pub? Do we know, Braden?
I don't know, but if I was to, pick a small town, I'm picturing sort of Ekatahuna. Ekatahuna,
Yeah.
it's quite a famous place in New Zealand. You'd sort of put it up there. You'd put it right up there with sort of Paris,
Rio.
Oh, wow.
LA, Ekatahuna,
Yeah.
and that's what the
Hell of a spot.
Yeah, I mean the bright lights of Ekatahuna on a any night of the week really. That's what I'm picturing. So turning up there, a few local
Yeah.
farmers in the old
On-
pink red bands.
Yeah.
Well,
the Spates
I
down
think
there.
everyone would be looking at him, but why not?
I don't think there would be many people in gumboots in Paris, to be honest.
Really? Well, not enough.
Yeah.
That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, they're missing something over there. let me
I think
tell
they
you.
would like the
They-
pink bands for sure.
There's one thing
No.
I know about Paris is they don't know much about fashion. So,
About what?
fashion.
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 Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of pink,
have you seen Ekatahuna Fashion Week?
oh,
Boy,
no.
does that go off?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
Don't
you
know
guys,
what you're talking about.
If you, sorry, it's quite niche New Zealand content. But if you ever get out there, Ekatahuna, right at the top of your list. That's where you,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
want to go.
So I think what we've got out of that is the pink bands is a free for all. Take them down to the pub.
Particularly now,
Mm.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Barbie film yet.
No, I haven't. But I've actually, you guys posted something about it, and I saw Rodrigo Pessoa posted something about the Barbie, and I was like, what's he talking about?
Well,
I-
if I could recommend, slap on some pink bands and get yourself down to Barbie. Hell of a night. Hell of
Yeah?
a night. Yeah. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Did you have the pink bands on last night?
No, I was just running the pink futsal movement shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me and Dan Franks. So anyway, we're getting into some quite niche areas at the end of this podcast, which has otherwise been pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pink bands go.
Pink bands
Go for it.
are a go. Well, that's all, Mitch, on my list that I've got lined up. Have you got anything we've missed off down
How are we
there?
going, Mitch?
Well, seeing as our lists are exactly the same, I'm going to say my one is all done for as well.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's where we're going to end it, guys.
Perfect.
So thank you so
Very
much
good.
for
Thank
letting
you
us
very
come
much.
and hang out.
It was
Thanks
great.
for
It was
having
great
us.
fun. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
No problem. I think I'll throw it to Blythe.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Nice.
Nice.
How good? Like you guys say.